Well. Already another video. Okay, I gotta say it like right now. I already love this camera angle. This is so good. Your boy's been busy. I've been changing a lot of stuff. I've been doing a lot, but we're doing good. How good, you might ask? We have a mic.
Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself, yeah.
Like my whole desktop is not the same. There's gonna be a whole video on that once it's done being set up. I'm excited. Sorry, that's totally off the rails what's going on here today. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about something that happened recently. And I know I wasn't very descriptive in the thumbnail. That was on purpose. Okay. If you're wondering, oh, maybe we're gonna talk about the big things going on. Oh, is it Ava Tyson and Mr. Beast? No. Is it what's going on with Charlie and Sneeko? Also no. Is it some other big gigantic thing that's popular, everyone's talking about it? No. I refuse to go and talk about like things that are already talked about by so many people, and all they do is just add in their 2 cents. They don't add in any new information, nothing new. It's so recycled, and I see that on YouTube so much. I think that's becoming such a big thing on YouTube. I don't want nothing to do with that. I like to talk about topics that aren't being talked about too heavily, but are still big and still need to some more clarity. Yeah, clarity is going to help with a lot of those things, because a lot of things are, pay attention to this word now, convoluted. Okay, yeah, I like to bring up topics that are not talked about too much, or that kind of just got swept under the rug when they were big topics that definitely had a lot to it. These things aren't abstruse, they're not hard to understand. But people's way of thinking about it and going about it, the way they use certain terms, makes it kind of convoluted. Yes, if you're here, you're gonna learn new words. I promise to use big words on these all the time, so y'all can learn something, okay? So I can learn y'all something. The stuff going on with Ava Tyson right now, anyone calling them by their dead name in a video or anything, saying anything like that, can y'all not have some damn manners? Do y'all not know people like it's giving transphobic? It's just blatantly, y'all are wild. Mess someone does something bad, you don't, dehumanize them now. That's just not up. See this so much, it's really weird. And the Sneeko and Charlie thing, it's literally not that big, but it's talked about so much, and people have made it such a weird thing for Charlie. What is going on with y'all? Like, what is that? Anyways, I'm always gonna give like 2 real quick hitters in front of a video if I'm ever talking about something newsy, so we can cover that, because I don't want to talk about those things. They're talked about so much, I'm not gonna go over them. I'm just not. But today's video, what we're talking about is something really wild, but the coverage on it like came and went like really fast, and when you look into it, it's not something simple. The video is going to be about the human trafficking issue that happened at San Diego Comic-Con. Just recently went by, and I wanted to go over like a little bit of the lingo that I've seen going around, because people are using some interesting words when they're referring to this, and I'm like, y'all just be saying stuff. Y'all just say whatever. I swear, if I can do anything and help the internet, I want the internet to learn and understand that it's understanding on things, and that the internet is just a problem. The way that people are on the internet is a problem. Dear God. Hopefully this is another example where I get to show you guys, and you guys learn a little thing or two. Just a real quick run back on the story, like really fast. At San Diego Comic-Con just a few weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago now, that there was 14 individuals that were arrested for sex trafficking at the convention. And that's what everyone pretty much knows about the story. That's about it. That's what everyone pretty much takes from that.
These events, unfortunately, often come with a heightened level of human trafficking activity.
The Attorney General says there were numerous trafficking arrests in the months leading up to Comic-Con. For someone whose organization takes credit for liberating over 3,000 victims since its creation in 2005, Ugarte calls this Comic-Con sting a success.
Now, here's where a few of the problems come in. One, just a side note, my complaint, of course, is not about people not diving deep into stories, not understanding things. That's not my problem. My problem is when people do the bare minimum and try to speak about like they know everything about it, and try to put up something and they try to put it out there And now that their explanation on things are not great, or they're just putting the information out there. Okay. Yeah, really loud fire trucks be going by. My problem is when people try to put out the information and they don't even know what they're talking about. For instance, I just sat here and told you that 14 people were arrested for sex. That tell you what actually happened at the story? Can you get enough information from me just by saying sex trafficking? I've seen a few people online. Oh my God, they're kidnapping women at cons and trying to and then wanting to take them from there because that's where all the hot people are, because that's where the cosplayers go, and they're trying to kidnap them. Of course, we're the ones trying to be kidnapped. Okay, that's an idea. That's an idea. I've also seen, well, some people aren't smart, but I've been seeing, oh my God, there's a lot of sex happening at the cons, the conventions. I knew it, those degenerates, and I was like, that's not. I don't even know how. I mean, I guess I could see how people could confuse a lot of sex happening at a con as sex trafficking, but that's not what it is at all. It's very off, actually. The first one's closer, honestly. Neither of those are actually correct on what's going on. That was happening there, why these arrests were. No one was there necessary to, like, kidnap people from the con or take them from there. And not to say that's not that someone wasn't there doing that. It's just that no one was caught doing that. That's not what was reported. And not more so. It is exactly that 14 individuals brought people to the con and were trying to solicit them. And of course, it's against their will.
The 14 arrested face solicitation charges. Attorney General Rob Bonta tells NBC7 large events that draw hundreds of thousands of people, like Comic-Con, attract traffickers and sex buyers.
And some people are like, yeah, that's what sex trafficking is. Some people will know that, and good job for you for understanding. But like, also, sex trafficking can be also kidnapping people and wanting to take advantage of them to, like, you know, sell them off and use them for profit, right? But only one of those things was happening. So just using the umbrella term is already a little harmful. And when you have people online who don't understand things and they don't actually, you know, will go through and they see one thing and they run with that crazy. I will bring them up later, but the female boxer that was getting attacked by all the right wingers and stuff about being trans when she is not, just because she was whooping this Italian woman, which, by the way, if you see the video as well, it's just a skill issue. It's not like she's crazy, like you know, powerful or anything like that. She's super amazing. She's lost like 7 times in the Olympics. I really want to bring her up, but I'm gonna hold off on that. So to help you guys understand what's going on here, we'll say that 14 individuals were arrested for bringing women to San Diego Comic-Con with the intent to solicit them. Okay, using sex trafficking, the big umbrella word, doesn't help too many people. Okay, you got to be a little more specific. People are getting lost here. So, what comes with that? Why is this more heavier and more detrimental? Either way, it's bad. People getting kidnapped at a con is also terrible. Either way, it's a terrible thing going on. But we need to break down the specifics of what actually happened.
In here, everybody's like a disguise. It's like Halloween. Okay, they feel like they are invisible.
Director of Bilateral Safety Corridor Coalition, Marissa Ugarte, is cheering on the 35 to 50 undercover officers with the San Diego Human Trafficking Task Force working Comic-Con daily to make so many arrests.
All the 14 individuals that were arrested trying to do this were caught because there was currently a sting operation happening there. The officials, the investigators that work for the convention to, you know, break down on things like this. There's 50 of them that were working at that time during the con to catch these 14 people. That does not mean that there's only 14 people brought there. That's the ones they were able to catch because, you know, they were not careful. They were being little sillies and got caught up. I know that it's not a big thing for them to have sting operations like this at cons. San Diego Comic-Con is the biggest Comic-Con, so it makes sense why they would do it there. There's just some people that go there and there's a lot of people. And where a lot of people come, you're definitely going to get some bad apples. That's just how it works. That's just how life goes. The real bad stuff of the story comes in after the catching of these people. It's not just like, oh, we caught the criminals, we caught the traffickers, it's done now, it's all good. There's much more to the story than just that. Of course, out of the 14 people that were trying to solicit, there were
finding these buyers, or predators of the 14 people arrested, for me was like
10 women, one of them just 16 years old. The rest, in their 20s and 30s, were liberated from their traffickers in this sting operation. Ugarte's organization will be caretaking some of those adults.
we do crisis intervention, we do case management, we find them jobs, housing, and everything.
Now they have to go into like housing, which is being done by the commissioner of the San Diego Comic-Con. She's actually putting up housing, and they like actually do things to help these people to get their life back together, because you got stripped of a life basically. They help them try to get jobs and all these things. It goes much further past than just like, we caught the trafficker. Yeah, everything's gonna be better now. It's gonna be no more troubles. Yeah. I wish it was that easy. I really do. And I'm saying a lot because there's just a lot to what's happening. Of the 14 individuals that were caught that were trying to sex traffic these people, how long do you think a solicitation charges? Just curious. Do you guys know that? We celebrate that we got the trafficker and they're off the street, and this and that. We got them. Do you guys know how long it is? Yeah, it's so weird to get sex trafficking charges on people. So yeah, but they are being charged with solicitation. The charges can only go up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine.
Did you eat? I'ma ask you again. Did you eat?
Only up to. That doesn't mean you're going to get the full 6 months. Some of these are first time criminals and did a good job staying on the radar and don't really got a history. They might just pay the charge. There might not be any jail time. I know it's crazy to fathom that, but yeah, you violated a whole human being. They basically get away with it. That's less than a slap on the wrist. That's a shameful finger pointing. That's what that is. And I think that's like crazy. How do people not talk about these things more? And I know why, and that's why I'm making this video. It's because we hear things like, yeah, they got arrested, they're going to get charged. We have these ideas that like, these things actually mean something. Yeah, I mean, like, it's going to make it hard for these people to get like regular jobs. But I think if they wanted regular jobs, they wouldn't be soliciting people. So I don't think that really has an effect on them. And do I know like the best route to handle criminals like this? No, I don't. I'm not saying I do either. But I mean, yeah, it's pretty sucky, I'm sure that they will be on a sex offenders list as well too, so maybe that's like one helpful thing, I guess. I have to look at that. I don't even know if that's actually a thing that's going to happen. I don't know. I'm just guessing because, that should be. But when the more I look into these cases, the more I'm just like, oh, there's not a lot going against them. I know that we, like, as people, we know how we want the law to be, and we know how things probably, like, some severity things. We think that some things deserve a more severe punishment. We don't know the punishment necessarily. We just think that should be more severe for the crime. We're giving harsher punishments to people getting caught with weed and other substances. We were giving them harsher punishments than someone being a sex trafficker. That's mind-boggling. That's crazy. All these charges, and you have a person running a sex ring of like however many people, and just the amount of crazy things that go with sex trafficking. Maybe 6 months, maybe $1,000 charge, maybe we might get them with those things. Maybe it's revolting. I have a huge problem with that. There needs to be some type of like reform or something, because someone getting 6 months, up to 6 months, and $1,000 fine for solicitation is just. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and like I know that things are different, of course, case to case, and these people may definitely get more of a charge, and it may be upped, but it's not looking like that. It's already not looking like that. It's already not. Also, make sure you guys fully get what I'm trying to say here as well. There were people sex trafficking at the convention. They were not charged for sex trafficking. I do want that to be understood. It does state that they were charged for solicitation. Yes, if they were charged for human sex trafficking, then of course the charges would be way higher. 8, 14, 20 years. No less than 10 years on a first offense, you know? But they're not getting them for that. We understand what's going on there, what's actually going to happen and come from this. So these dudes are definitely easily can get out and do this again, or, you know, something, you know. Yeah, solicitation is obviously a small charge. I mean, any charge is not good, but for the crime, I think it's such a small charge. The state of things that we're in right now, just crazy. But yeah, and sorry, my goal is not to like upset someone, make you guys feel off or bad, just to like inform you guys on something like this, especially as a cosplayer and then as a person who makes costumes and going these things is kind of crazy. Going to conventions for many years. Never been to San Diego Comic-Con, surprisingly. Been cosplaying for almost 10 years. I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. I definitely just don't think it's my type of con. I definitely like hotel party scene. Yeah, I like a big convention every now and then too. I like a mix. I like a little bit of everything. I don't like doing the same thing over and over again. You switch it up, different cons, different stuff all the time. But I've never seen or heard of anything like this. I'm sure it can happen. Like sex trafficking is crazy. I'm sure it's more stuff going. There's so much that goes on a con. There's so many people. So many people. San Diego Comic-Con is definitely a different beast. But so many people go to these things, you know. I'm not amazed when something crazy happens because it's kind of expected when you have that many people in one place, you know. Sad to see. I hope nothing for the best for the victims. Hope they get themselves together and get into much better situations. Solicitors, the criminals, the traffickers, you guys are horrible people. The worst, abhorrent, crazy, just terrible, terrible people. I wish nothing but the worst for you. And the people online saying things like, oh my God, I'm so happy I never went to San Diego Comic-Con because, oh my God, see, I could have been trafficked and all these things and all that. I mean, that could happen you going to Walmart, you know? It's not a con thing now. It's not like you know, there's just a lot of people there. That could happen you going to Walmart. You know how many, like, actual sex trafficking crimes happen outside of just parking lots inside grocery stores? That's where they really want to get you. That's where they really take the shots. That's where it gets crazy. That's all I ever see, like the crazy scam, driving up next to people and having someone walk next to them and push them in the car, you know, putting bags on people's doors and stuff like that. All these, and sadly, ladies, yeah, you guys are definitely preyed upon. It's definitely ladies. Women, please be careful out there. You know, I know you guys know this already, but I feel like not enough people talk about that, especially as like, you know, a man or, you know, someone outside of being a woman. You know, when other people hear women talk about sex trafficking, you know, men start just, oh, here they go again. You know, those terrible, you know, because most men fucking suck. Men just suck in general. But yeah, ladies, definitely be careful. You know, listen. Definitely talk with someone. Study these things. These things happen. They are crazy. They are dangerous. They are scary. So you know, hey, the more careful you are, the better you are. Yes. It's no one's gonna sit there and be like, yeah, it's guaranteed gonna happen to you. You need to run in fear and be scared every time you go. Clench your bag and never trust anyone walking up. I'm not gonna say all those things. Just, you know, study up. Be aware of your places. Be aware of where you are. I know you guys probably hear this. You guys grow up knowing this. I want to see people safe and people having a good time. People getting back home and enjoying life. If you ever need a funny video or something that to remind you of how shitty men are, I'm gonna shout out Vlad. I fucking love Vlad's videos. He's amazing. I think he does great work. Very good laugh. I love his videos. Yeah, I'll probably like put a link in the description so you can like watch his videos. I love his stuff. I talk about it all the time. Vlad's such a cool human, and I really appreciate people like him. Although he does it in like a silly manner, he's having fun. He's, you know, doing his thing, making his videos about, you know, these creepy men. I still appreciate that he's out there doing that. He doesn't have to, but he does, and I appreciate that. Anyways, I'm kind of yapping now. San Diego Comic-Con, crazy events happening, but hopefully, you know, things will get better. This should definitely deter a lot of sex trafficking at cons, though. At least people talking about it helps. But I'm happy to really broadcast it and be like, hey, y'all want to try that again? I dare you. We're going to get you. Yeah, I'm very proud of them. Good job, sting operation at San Diego Comic-Con as well. You guys did amazing. Very good. But yeah, that's the video. Hope it's a good video. My next video, I'm going to be watching Jubilee. That's not a joke.